Okay. Launch Seconds Pro. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning, Yitzi. Good morning, Isaac Hanan. Good morning, Shalom Schwartzberg. It is good to be here. Good to see you.
113.
And we are in Leviticus, Shemini, page 213.
You know what parsonage is?
Sixth reading, Leviticus
parsonage?
11, 1 through 32.
What's parsonage?
God has endowed the Jewish people with divine souls tailored to their divine mission. In order to maintain the health of these unique souls, the Jewish people are required to follow a special diet, the laws of kashrus. In order to maintain the health of these unique... Oh, right, okay. So basically, everybody has a soul that is unique to what we're supposed to accomplish. Thank you, Sean. In order... I love how it's written. This is beautiful. And in order to maintain the health of these unique souls, the Jewish people are required to follow a special diet, the laws of kashrus. Very interesting. Which, if you want, you can say that could apply to also things like a response to people that say you shouldn't be eating meat, or you shouldn't be eating chicken, or you shouldn't be eating fish, or drinking wine.
Cloven feet. Kol mefaser parsa shorsa shesa parsos vigom vayikra yud aleph gimel. God instructed Moshe to tell the Jewish people, you may only eat animals whose feet are not only particularly clove, but completely split into at least two sub feet. I mean, we already know that we're not supposed to eat any other animals. I guess like this was the beginning of teaching us what animals we could eat and what we can't. So I guess back then they were probably eating pork, but they didn't realize that it was not kosher. I mean, if no one told me that pork is not, if I never knew that hamburger and cheese was not like that, I'm not allowed to do that, I would probably eat it if I didn't know that it was a law.
I'm trying to hold myself back. I already started my own minute, so I can't really say that. I'm just thinking. No, I don't know how to say, like, not just. I'm thinking, like, wow, okay. Basically, I'm just, like we were saying, about, like, telling the, whatever, basically the liberals. I just think it's so funny that, you know, like, right, everything turns into a logical argument with people. But then, like, when you really think about it, it's like, it's an emotional thing. Like, let's say marriage, sex outside of marriage. It's like, it's an emotional thing. There's no logic behind it. There's no logic that could back that up, except I want, which is, again, basing it all off emotion. But, like, they'll excuse it with logic, but that logic doesn't have any place in reality. And then they'll, like, basically, I don't know. I feel like I had it in my mind a little stronger than that. But I feel like that entire system of thinking doesn't work. And, like, I've heard it doesn't work, but now I'm, like, hopefully going to get das about that. Because, like, if I do, then I can actually, you know, serve God. Because that's the way I work a little bit.
Seems like you have das about das. I've noticed. You be conscious about that.
2 more chips on the bag.
Want it? No, he was saying that there's 2 more chips, so I offered it to him.
Okay.
And I would have offered you actual chips. It's fine. thought about it. What do I want to say? I think that you make a good point, even though you stopped halfway, but it is a good point. I think I understand what you're saying. And I think it is based on the fact that we justifying basically makes what we do logical, right? We're like, yeah, it makes sense. Why am I allowed to do that? Because of this and this and this, even though it's not the underlying reason. The underlying reason is because I want to. And when we speak with people, we kind of enter the conversation under the assumption that we're being logical beings, which is not the case. Like you said, right? We are emotional beings. And we have logic. We have a nature that makes mind control over heart, but we have to utilize that. So when you're arguing with someone that decided it's cruel to eat meat, it's probably an emotional thing, and therefore the discussion, whether logical or not, won't.
The first sign of a kosher animal is its split foot. The foot both touches the ground and separates from us the ground separate us from the ground. It therefore alludes to the nation that in our envelopment with the physical world, we must remain separate from it, aloof in our deals with more material with the fact that the foot must be split allude to the nation that there must be an opening in this barrier. We must make sure that the light of holiness permits even the most mundane aspect of creation, and make sure to retain divine consciousness even when we are involved in the mundane aspect of our life.
Very well read. Good job, Yitzi. Yeah, I don't really like the comparisons to like physical things and like the direct. Like if we got more into it, like I could understand it, but like the split alludes to this. Like it seems weak because you can always put like an analogy onto like anything if you really think about it. You know, like this water bottle alludes like a classic example, life, because it flows and goes up and down. When I go like, whatever. I'm saying like it's not very hard. I'm not giving it any try right now because I don't care to. I don't care to, but it's easy. It's very easy. Trust me. Believe me. Believe me. This is like life. Belief. This alludes to life. Belief in me. I am like God. Whatever. I can do it with anything. I think I can do it with anything. That's an allusion to life. And I think that, first of all, I'm feeling very good today. Thank God. And I just realized I need to take my own advice. Like after here, like I always realize I say something to someone, and then like later in the day, I'm like, what the hell? I literally just said this to someone. I'm doing the opposite of that. But like I think I say it only just so I should be conscious of it when I'm doing it.
Very powerful. Yes. So like you were saying, trust me, you can do it. It's easy. I can do it with anything. I think that's what this is saying. Trust me. This is what it alludes to. But at the same time, the real answer I think would be is open up Likkutei Sichos Volume 1, pages 224 through 226. You'll probably get a lot clearer of a picture. This is daily wisdom meant to break down something that's long and complicated into a very simple thing. So if it's going to go all into it, it won't be one page. It won't be bite size. So you could, and actually you should. That's why the source is there. You can go check out the source and you can learn it properly. 2 pages. You can actually do it. Not so difficult. And I'm sure, positive, that everything will fit into place perfectly. The other sign of kosher land animals is rumination. This alludes to the necessity of deliberating before engaging the mundane aspects of life. First, we must weigh our intentions, ensuring that they are solely toward elevating the world, purging them of any desire to simply indulge in sensuality for its own sake. Second, we must weigh the methods we employ in elevating the world, ensuring that they conform to the guidelines set forth in the Torah. I was actually deliberating this when I was eating these chips.
So I was gonna say that that I mean I think the reason that it's saying for like split hooves for hold on. We must make sure that the light of holiness permeates even the most modern aspect of creation. So I guess it's saying that like we have to. The reason why we have to have split hooves is because so like we can bring in the light instead of trapping it from the outside. If you make a box and you just and you make it in a dark room and then you close it and then turn on the light, there's no light in the box unless you open the box, and if you make a hole in the box and then you close it and you're inside the box, you'll see there's light coming through the box because you there's a hole in it. So like when there's if it's trapped, if it's like if you trap the light, that means you're not bringing in any holiness with you. But if you open the door, then you bring in holiness. And yeah.
Shmuley, you want to take Shalom's time, please? I'm joking. It's your turn. You're passing.
Aww. Hi, Shmuel. Good morning. Yeah, there always has to be that opening. That's letting in some of that light. I really like what it's saying here. Like, first, we must weigh our intentions, ensuring that they are solely towards elevating the world, purging them of any desire to simply indulge in sensuality for its own sake. I think that's, it's not only like that you shouldn't be doing it because it's bad to feel good about yourself, like to get the enjoyment, but like for its own sake will just be self-destructive. I don't know if it says it here, but yeah, it's like your parents telling you to do something that they know is bad for you. But wow, yeah, it's crazy. Like I hear myself saying things that like other people have told me, and it's just I don't know if I like it or hate it. I'm thinking like, because now that I'm saying it, it's like, wait, I'm saying the exact same thing. Why would anyone listen to me if I wasn't listening to anyone who was telling it to me? I mean, I'm not saying like everyone is like me, but whatever. Basically, the point is that like trying to protect me from myself. Like, don't do this crap. Like, don't like smoke Juul because I feel like I need to. Like make a conscious decision, but like don't be drawn to it just because.
I don't know why, but you just made me think. Why in the world would a government get involved in like Juul, right? Smoking. Why would you get involved in the smoking aspect? Like, why is it illegal for someone that's, I don't know, under, what is it, 21, 18, whatever it is, to buy it? Why is that? Why is it illegal to sell alcohol, I don't know, to someone younger? Well, no, let's just stick with smoking for now, yeah? Why is that? Because you're trying to protect them from themselves. You don't trust them that they can make a rational decision about themselves, right? They're too young for some reason, right? So they can't make a proper decision for themselves, so therefore you're protecting them till they get older and they can make their own decision. If someone that's older is making a dumb decision, what's the difference at what age? I just thought about what's the difference at what age? The whole point is that they're not making a rational decision, right? They're not making a proper decision. Anybody that's choosing to smoke is not making a rational, proper decision. So what's the difference at what age you're doing that? I mean, of course, you want to protect younger people from doing it, but it's really from themselves. Yeah, interesting thought, which kind of segued from something else, but meaning is, like, for example, weed, the whole argument if the government should be involved in making it legal or illegal. Like, why are they involved? Like, I should make my own decision for that, or not.
I just remember something. Maybe you've heard of it. Something with like matzah and chametz. Chametz and matzah have the same. They have the same letters except for the ches and hey. The hey is open. You heard of it? I forgot what it was about, but it was something to do with like evil or something. I thought maybe you would know. Now you know. Yeah. So maybe you could say the whole thing. I mean, I forgot what it like. I forgot what I learned out of it, but I just remembered about it. I don't know, it just popped in my head like a few weeks ago, and I'm like, oh wow, I think it'll be good in my life, or maybe I'll get to say it in FiveAlive or something. And I guess I started. I mean, it had something to do with like that bringing that like the ches is representing that the bad, and like we're just trapping the bad, and like the hay is we're not keeping the bad because we're letting the bad go and stuff like that. I think I saw it on CD.
Shmula. No.
Ooh, Shmuley.
Oh wow.
What? Go, no, your turn.
That's me. I just don't have anything to say. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing for me to say. I hope you can hear me good because I'm using earphones. But if not, then I don't know. Can't help you. Okay, good. Yeah, I have nothing to say. So you telling me to say something is me saying nothing. So like I'm looking down at you guys. I'm not looking straight, eye to eye. It's looking down. So when you're trying to stare at someone, you're gonna have to look up at the camera. There you go. Now I'm looking down. Now I look straight at the camera. This is what you wanted, Isaac? Okay. So, Mr. Castor's here.
I think you should speak. I think Kessler should speak. Oops, Junior.
It's all about the center. I don't know. I've been conscious the whole morning that my shoulders are like they're like this, like not like that. I've been actually like, it's funny. Like, I was also thinking, it's really cool how like our brains work in general. It's just really cool. Which is probably like, instead of me like sitting here always like thinking about my own thoughts and like going through my own thought process, I should probably go to school and like learn about it, because I think I can be successful there, instead of just having it up all in my own head and like wasting time, like the other time that I'm not using. I heard a few good conversations yesterday. I spoke to my brother a little bit about it, about going to school. And I think, like, I don't know how I'm reaching these conclusions, whatever. I'm just speaking about it here. But I think it would be really good for me to maybe some point soon go to college, maybe early next year or maybe even late this year in the summer. Just this out.
Psychology means like the study of the soul. the origin of the word. Very interesting. Heard that from Simon Jacobson. Or Yossi Jacobson. I don't remember which one. Yeah, there's a connection because that's exactly what we're speaking about. Because the ches basically is locked and it doesn't have an opening. Oh, you're gonna say? No? It doesn't have an opening to the top and makes it chametz. It's basically involved in just mundane stuff and can't like connect the two. Whereas the hay has that opening. Yeah, has the opening to connect to above and the connection below, which is exactly what we're speaking about. The kosher animal has got to have split hooves. Why? Because it's got to be able to involve godliness in it. And it kind of speaks a little bit in regards to like the ice cream that I was eating this morning. You know, the whole like, should I eat it? Should I not eat it? Depends. Depends. Why are you eating it? And like this chips. I actually did not do well because I'm eating it and I'm like, I have absolutely no justification for eating these chips right now. And I ate it anyways.
I mean, the reason why I drink water is because it's supposed to help me out. Because I don't really drink in the morning. Water, not alcohol. I'm not referring to alcohol. No. I don't know. I mean, every day I rush out of my house without drinking water. Well, I should be taking water with my pill, but I don't. So, I mean, it's good that I'm drinking. Sometimes you're hungry. You don't know that you're hungry for no reason. And you just see, oh, there's food over here. Let me just take it and eat it. And then, yeah. No, I was referring to, there's a Agent MS episode. I saw something about Pesach or something. I thought maybe that's what you're referring to. I thought you remembered. Oh no, I was watching as a kid. I just remember like as a kid I watched it and I remembered about it. I don't know. I think you could find it on YouTube maybe. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. If I could find the CD and see the video, and hopefully it's not scratched. But I mean, it brought a good point.
Shmuley?
Me have no nothing to say. Me have no nothing to say. Other than my nail, basically, it like kind of picked up at one point, and I tried to, you pull it off, because when it gets cut, it like cracks or whatever. But then it was cutting too much to like under to the extent where it's painful to pull the skin off from the nail off, and that happened again yesterday. So now I have like sensitive skin showing, and it hurt. It make hurt. Shalom, imagine the skin just peeling off. You see the blood and the pus just oozing out. Yeah. So do you like apple pie? When they do that in TV shows. What they do is they go from a very gruesome scene, and they do it just to the point where it's like whatever it is, like they show blood, and then they bring it to like a food scene like instantly, and everyone's just grossed out. Do you get that? It's really funny and amazing. I don't know. I have nothing to say, so I pass.
Spends a minute and 20 seconds talking and says he has nothing to say. I need to something keeps vibrating. It's annoying. Okay. I'm just gonna start off my minute a little bit differently without saying I'm just thinking. Caught myself there. No way. It's Chaim Bildhazer. Hi, Chaim. So good to see you. Wow. Dude, I would ask someone how to like not get caught up in my own head, but then I'd probably just overthink it. Whatever they answer me. And I think I've asked people that question before. I don't know, like we have the text in front of me, and like I don't know, instead of dealing with this, like I'm in my own head thinking about my thoughts and stuff like that. What I take out of this is focus on what I'm doing and do good.
Cloven feet. Kalma Fresas parts of Yisla Shesa Prosis or Game of Yikr Yud Aleph Gimel. God instructed Moses to tell the Jewish people, you may only eat animals whose feet are not only partially cloven, but completely split into at least 2 subfeet. Hi Chaim, it is good to see you. Shmuley, open up the book or open up the link. Daily Wisdom, Chabad, should be the first thing that shows up. And read a paragraph, and it'll probably spark some things to speak. Even though I know you have plenty to speak about, but if you need some like sparking up, that's definitely a good place to do it. That's what I do, and I think that it will definitely work for you as well. And Yitzhak is very cool, and they have them available online, but they cost money. So I actually have them, and I actually was just watching some H&MS, and I didn't know that Yosef Moritz was in H&MS. Nobody told me about this. I was very excited. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's Yosef Moritz. And he looks very cute. And there's a real message here, and to see why am I involved in things that I'm involved in. In Hayyamim, it says the idea of nails is it says that before you criticize someone, make sure you cut your nails. So that the criticism shouldn't be a steching, shouldn't be like a stabbing kind of thing.
I mean, actually cutting your nails? Physically, I don't know. I decided to grow mine because I do not like that I'm biting my nails. So, I just think it would be cool to have long nails, and then someone comes up to me being mad, like if someone if I'm angry at someone, scratch them. That's the whole point of it. I thought it would be cool. Good morning, Chaim. It's great to see you. I don't know. I was thinking of when Shmuley was saying about his cut. I was thinking about my cut, and I cut myself with the blender machine. I sliced my whole finger. It's pretty cool how God, like, you cut your finger, you see blood coming out, and you wrap it up, but you don't realize that God is the one that is like putting in your head, go wrap it up, instead of like, oh wow, it's bleeding, cool, like let me just watch TV. Like, no, God puts you like, if you like, God puts in your head like, oh, you're bleeding, go run and put like wrap it up. It's pretty cool how like God like just tights it up without you going to getting stitches.
I pass.
No.
I don't even.
Read a paragraph. Go ahead.
Okay. Give me a second. Sorry. Okay. Which one?
The first.
Is
The
that
first
the
time.
God has endowed, or the first? Oh, the first sign. The first sign of a kosher animal is its split foot. The foot both touches the ground and separates us from the ground. It therefore alludes to the notion that in our involvement with the physical world, we must remain separate from it, aloof in our dealings with materiality. I don't know.
Thank you so much, Molly. Chaim?
So something really cool happened. I made a chavrisa once a week. Well, first of all, twice a week. First of all, good morning, Yitzhak. Good morning, Isaac. Good morning, Shalom, and whatever happened there. Basically, I made a chavrisa, and Isaac kept on harassing me, make a chavrisa, make a chavrisa. I finally made a chavrisa, and I learned something completely incredible. That we're always, as a human, we're always sleeping, and when we get a godly spark of inspiration, it's like we wake up and we realize, hey, we need a drink of water to hydrate, and then we go back to sleep. But the problem is sometimes we wake up on time and say, oh, all we need to do is hydrate. We get a drink of water and go back to sleep instead of starting our day. And as Isaac always says, that's the Sahara when it says, hey, I just wanted to get 5 more minutes of sleep or 10 more minutes of sleep, an hour of sleep. That's the Sahara pushing you, saying you can't wake up. And so much realization came to me yesterday how much I sleep, like spiritually, and say, I'll get tefillin later. Even though I have 10 minutes, I could do this later. I could do something else later. And I push it off and push it off when I should have been doing it right away, right now. And it makes it harder to do in the later time. And that's because I just go right back to sleep.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
All right. Share now, everybody. A wonderful,
Okay.
adorable day.
As you